that it breaks you down where you can't be a human. You're treated subhuman.
Brad Crawford, convicted sex offender. For 13 years, he lived with the burden each and every day of being on the sex offender registry.
I have been nailed down to almost, I want to say, staying in my house all the time and not really being active and not being around friends and not doing things I always used to do.
But in a matter of days, he went from feeling like an outcast to feeling like this.
It's like I had a ton of bricks lifted off my shoulders. It was like super.
Why the change? Brad Crawford is no longer on the sex offender registry. This court order proves it.
I am very relieved to have this. My life will change for the better.
And he has his attorney, David Slane, to thank for getting him off the list.
This list should be reserved for the people who are the worst. And my intention is to make the Department of Corrections follow the law. That's why I became a lawyer. I believe people have a right to have a second chance, and I think this is giving them that.
On August 24th, 2011, David Slane won a landmark court decision. A district judge sided with two appeals court rulings saying sex offenders convicted before November 2007 could be removed from the sex offender registry.
As a result, we're able to go back into anybody whose case is before November 1st, 2007 and ask that the court not apply that law retroactively, and then we simply calculate the 10 years and we get them off the list.
That ruling immediately removed about 60 sex offenders off the registry, and it made headlines around Oklahoma.
Dozens of sex offenders may soon be taken off the sex offender registry. Good evening, I'm Jamie Soretta.
I'm Andrew Spino. That number could soon grow. Fox 25's Mark Taylor explains why court rulings are allowing convicted sex offenders to go free. It's first on Fox tonight. Mark.
It all has to do with a 2007 law that created a new system in the persecution of sex offenders, prosecution that is. That new system put the most dangerous criminals on the sex offender registry for life. But after a court ruling yesterday, some of those same criminals are the ones that may be taken off.
This is James Starkey, a level 3 sex offender, convicted of making lewd proposals or acts against a child. He's listed as on the sex offender registry for life, but he may soon be off that list.
They modified the Sex Offender Registration Act in 2007 that created what's called a level system.
Jerry Massey with the Department of Corrections says the act also increased the time sex offenders had to register from 10 years to their lifetime.